What's up, guys? What is up? Welcome to Sunday. I just actually got in the door. I was just in Grants, with my son, and so I got to watch his first basketball game, which is pretty nice. It kind of sucked though because I didn't know where the gym was, and so I was lost getting to the gym. And then once I got to the gym, it was $1 to get in, and I'm a true millennial, and I don't carry any cash on me, and so I had to go down the street to get some cash. And then his game is only 20 minutes long, so it sucked because then um, then the game was almost over by the time I got back, which he thought I wasn't going to show up. So, um, if you guys got questions or anything, about like indicators, technical analysis, things upcoming in the week, put them in the chat here. I'll go ahead and answer them as much as I could. Um, and Yeah, so I'm pretty much gonna until there is any questions or anything, I'm just gonna kind of do my own analysis for the week coming up. I was already talking about this with a couple people last night. So looking at Tesla, a little bit longer term. So we had this earnings push, right? So this earnings squeeze on all these on all the shorts here, and which was really nice. This big gap up and then this push, and so right here we had this gap down, and then it's kind of just holding this 327.50 has been like I was telling the guys on Friday. I was a lot stronger than the fat girl's bra strap right here, bro. So it's holding. So it won't break. Every time it comes down to here, it just freaking it bounces off of it. So I don't think it's gonna go ahead and I don't think it's gonna break on this candle. On Friday it went up, and I think we'll get another leg up at least to around 350, 360 or so. Um, so that's what I'm looking for on Tesla. So we should look at the futures. I think the futures are open already. Let's look and see how the futures look. Oops. And here they are. Oh, so we're red on the futures right now. So um, we'll see. It tells me that there's 4 people in here, but I can't like see names or anything like that. So introduce yourself, say hi, ask questions. Yeah, so the futures are open and they're red right now, which is really crazy. So I want to pull back on the market, but um, see these news going on right here. Trump out to help small farmers, but where's the aid really going? Yeah, I don't really see any news. It's just down right now. Um, but not to say, well, in the morning it might be different. So if not, we'll go ahead and short the market. So if you're in the room, you could write on Discord. There's a delay, so like there's a latency and a delay like on YouTube because like I'm using OBS and it's recording and then it's putting it on YouTube. So there's a delay from the time like I'm saying things and it gets rendered into YouTube and all that. So if you're in my room, you could just type in Discord because it's faster. Mateo, what's up, bro? I'm really excited to work with you, dude. Is your um is your mom still trading, Mateo? I don't see her on Instagram or posting or anything very much lately. But if I know Mateo, like you wanted to get into options in years new. Do you want me to go over like option chain and all that, and how to pick a strike price and all that, Mateo? It seems like you're having some trouble with picking a strike price and all that last week and an expiration date. If if you want to turn on the microphone, like if you have a microphone in our room and go into the voice channel and talk to me, so you don't have to type, you could do that too, bro. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go over an option chain and how I pick strike prices and all that. So just give me a second. You use Thinkorswim, Mateo? I forgot what I was looking for. There's a weird the light is like right above me, so like I don't know, you can see the reflection. I'm gonna have to fix that somehow because then it messes with the green screen like right here on this side. I think it's this side, isn't it? So, yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, dude. Like so just to use for example, right? So we'll use for example Amazon, right? Amazon we traded on Friday. And do you like the dual charts like this, or do you want me just to make it one? We just make it one, dude. It's all right. Um, so so this is Amazon at the in the morning. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So when we've seen this in the morning here, I was pretty bullish on Amazon in the morning because of this push up. So whenever we saw like this little gap up here, because the day before it had gone down pretty hard. So it had gone down pretty hard right here, caught support, and then I was like, okay, like it's gonna bounce right here. It'll probably go back up, back up here, right? At least if it breaks 1750, we'll get pretty good run up, especially with the way the market was pretty bullish, right? So I was long bias on it, and then we had this pullback, right? So we had this pullback here, and then I started reading, reading what's going on here, and basically what you have is I mean, you're looking in this area, right? So around where where it's going to go ahead and open at. So you like to have like the bigger round numbers, especially like on Amazon. So like you don't want like the weird, awkward numbers. So the 1750, I knew that there was going to be, pretty good liquidity at 1750 since it's right half number, right? And everyone was gonna well, not everyone, but people were gonna there's gonna be enough liquidity to get in and out with 1750s, right? So so I went over here to my option chain, and I don't use the Thinkorswim option chain, but to you come over here to your option chain, right? And so you'll have tabs. Either they'll be along the left hand side, or they'll be alongside the top right here. But you'll have some kind of tabs that have the expiration dates. So normally we always trade the week of. So the week of expirations, just for intraday trades and for the volatility of it. Um, Excuse me, I just took a drink. I got perks. Um, and so on Thursdays and Fridays, though, the theta. So the theta on a stock is when it affects the time decay of the stock, of it going down to zero. So on Thursdays and Fridays, since it's so close for them expiring, you could be right on a trade, right? So the trade could be, moving in your direction, right? It could be going, say you got puts and it's going down like this, and you could be, it could be coming down, but you're still negative on your position. You have a drawdown in your position because the theta is eating at your profit because you're getting so close to the when they're actually expiring. Does that make sense? So on Thursdays and Fridays, it's just something to be cognizant of. Like if you're getting like a huge, like a ranging day where it's just a slow decline instead of a sharp move, just pick the next week's expiration instead. So so right here, so you'll pick the same week expiration rate unless it's Thursday or Friday. You want to pay the next week's, and the next week's are always going to be more expensive. So like if you look in our example, right? So 1750. So 1750 puts right now is $15. 1750 puts for next week, the week after is going to be $23. So because you're buying more time for the ticker to actually get down to that level, right? So in either way, 1750, right? So because um, we're right here at this level. Whether you want to go up or down, right? So if you're buying calls, so calls are going up, puts are going down, and then as soon as it gets above 50 and calls, you're in the money. If it gets below 50 with puts, you're in the money as well. So if it's puts and it's above 50, then you're out of the money. Whenever you get in the money, the ticker starts moving at the contracts start moving at almost a 1-to-1 ratio then at that point because of the gamma. Does that make sense? So then, so basically that's what I base my trade off of, right? So you come over here, to, the 1750s. I'm like, okay, like I highlighted it. I'm like, at first I highlighted the calls, right? So I highlighted the calls and, on Thinkorswim, this is how you put your order in. You just, double click on it and it'll, tell you to go ahead and buy it. And then, you could go ahead and buy it to good up. Now on Amazon on Friday, so I don't know if we could do like an on demand from Friday. That would be pretty cool if we could. Was Friday the 6th? Yeah, it was. And do like um, sorry guys, I've never really done this before on live or whatever. Oh, it's in 5 minutes. I don't know. Yeah, it's not letting me, like it's defaulting to a different time. But what I was trying to go ahead and what I was trying to show is that as soon as this opened on Friday, so you could go back, whenever you can and study this. But on Friday, like there was no push. So usually, there's a nice support. I wanted it to hold, the 50, and I wanted it to go up. So I have these Fibonacci lines right here, right? So I wanted it to hold it and then to bounce back up, right? So then once I seen that, I have this wick right here and that it wasn't going to push, then I gave it a little bit of time, and then I got puts right here to get in. Now my initial target point was their support right here, and then once it broke, I took the rest on the wash, and then I let it bounce and do its thing. So basically, yeah. So the more in the money the contracts are, the more expensive they are. And so Amazon is a pretty expensive ticker to trade options on, dude. Like, 15 $20, like it's a lot. Like if you were to look at a ticker like, let's say like Shopify, the Shopify might be, yeah, so this is a little bit better. So you see this is $6 or whatever. Roku, $4 or $5. You know what I mean? So Amazon's just really expensive to play. But does that make sense on how I pick a strike price? So like if you're wanting it to like say on my example, right? So the next trade I took on Friday was charts. Let me see if Bless wants to come hang out. Yeah, let's see if Bless will come in here. Sorry, yeah. So say like what's up, Trade Freak? So basically the way that I pick my strike price, right, is the very next contract that is coming up. So the thought process in it is that if people are holding those contracts, right, like to actually be exercised, uh, then they should actually be selling them at that point, or you know what have you, once they get to that price, and so it gives you the liquidity to actually be able to buy them. So if you buy the very next the very next contract price, so like if you wanted to go down, so like how we had this push to 1753, so then 1750 is fine, right? And then yeah, I also mark it in and on my trades. So then so then um, right here, so like if it would say it held 1750 and you wanted it to go up, you could get like 1752 and a half or whatever. So basically, like in short, you just want to pick the very next strike price that you think the price is going to go to. So if it's going down, you pick the very next strike price that is the next one in line that it's going to get to then at that point. If it's going up, you pick the very next strike price then at that point. Now, if you're absolutely sure, right, and you're absolutely sure on your trade, and you want to be in the money, you could take like the strike price that's the last one that is in the money, if that makes sense. Can you guys all like my stream? Hit my like button. So I think that was one of your biggest concerns right there, Mateo, was how to pick the contracts and the expiration dates. So we pretty much always trade the same week expiration dates, unless it's like Thursday or Friday. They get a little bit more volatile. Like I like it. So if you're playing Amazon on a Friday and it makes a 50-point move, whew, like it's gonna move really, really, really sharply within the contracts are anyways. While that happens. Um, so that's why I like playing Amazon on Fridays because it makes a big move, and then usually the premiums are a little bit less expensive because they're set to expire that day. So. So always the Alberto. Alberto's about to be the TA master, bro. He's been doing a lot. um. So. So yeah. So the same week expiration, right? So you all want to make sure you're on the same week expiration. Puts on the left or puts on the right, calls on the left, and then you just pick the very next strike price, the very next price that you're wanting that you're speculating that the ticker is going to move to, the underlying ticker, I should say. What's up, Alberto? So the reason that, like I was saying, is because if you have someone that's been holding that strike price for a couple weeks, right? So like if they've been holding those contracts for a week or two, or whatever, for it to get to that price, then once it gets to that price, they're going to want to sell it or exercise them, right? So then if you're sitting there wanting to buy them, they're sitting there wanting to sell them. There's more liquidity for you to get in and out. It also helps. It also helps because of the gamma. So like if you're wrong, right? So if you're wrong and it's still outside the money, then it's not gonna move as sharply as a contract that's in the money. Yeah, Mateo. I met Mateo in Dallas, bro. Did you go to the strip club with us, Mateo? I don't think you went with us. I think you're too young. I think you were too young to go, and that was the issue or something. Wild, wild times. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. But I got I took some shop puts with Charlie. So I'm in shop puts right now, or I wrote puts. What a freaking idiot. So as long as we don't have a gap up tomorrow, um, yeah, dude, it was a wild, wild night, dude. Val was buying everyone dances. Awesome. We'll have to do it again, bro. I want to go to Traders for a cause, and I know you guys live in Bakersfield, don't you? So I have my shop puts right. It needs to break this 363.59, and my target is for it to get to 360. So where it got down to um, right here, I'll probably take half of it and then see if we could break even lower than that. But looking at, I'm a little scared, guys. I'm not gonna be um, I'm not gonna lie to you. This thing is a monster. I mean, look at. I mean, this thing moved all the way from 100 and some to 400. So my shot puts, I got them at 367, and so I have 360 puts and 365 puts. I took two different strike prices. You live in Rancho Cucamonga? Damn, you live in a bougie ass little area. Chaser, what up, bro? I'm just kidding, Matthew. That's a really nice area, bro. I like going to Victoria Gardens, dude. Victoria Gardens is really nice right there on the weekends to go look at all the nice cars. So if you guys have any questions about like technical analysis, trading, anything, just put it in the chat. We'll go over it together. I was helping Mateo like we're going over we're going over uh, the option chain and how to pick a strike price and expiration date. Do you guys like this format to do this every Sunday? So I'll be here every Sunday as long as I'm alive, I guess. I had a scare last night. My chest started hurting really bad. But I mean, you see the Shopify, right? So like, I mean, it's kind of flagging right here in this area. And I mean, if we get some type of positive news on the market, like if Trump tweets, I could see it, going up. But down to 350 would be freaking cool. So we will see. I think it needs another breather here again. So we'll see. We have this kind of 370.94 kind of resistance. So I have that for Monday. And then did you guys see the SPY? The SPY the SPY closed right above or right below highs on Friday. So if you go back a little bit here, so 315.80 is the all-time high, and we're at 315.01 ish. So we'll see. I mean, I want to. It needs to. If it breaks this here, we'll get to 320 pretty quick. If we break 316, I do believe. So, but I mean, if you look at this pattern here, like it runs up and then it pulls back up, up, back, up, back, up. So maybe we'll get like a back day on Monday or something. Blast messaged me and then he just like disappeared. So yeah, that's the SPY. I haven't been trading Netflix as much as I used to, guys. Like it just hasn't been giving like nice moves at the open. Like if you look at this at the open, this is shit right here. This sucks. I mean, and by the time I have to leave, right? So I leave for the day, then it makes a move and it makes some nice moves after then. But even then, like $5. Like I think if we go onto like Finviz, the ATR for Netflix is about $9 to $10, and I bet you it's gotten smaller now. Yeah, it's 734 now. So I pretty much trade the same thing every day, Mateo. So we trade, a lot of like Amazon. Just what other tickers. No, I don't trade any SPX or any at the actual market. There's a guy in our room that does. He does a lot of market internals and ticks and things like that, and he's really good at that. His name is I call him LVD. His name is Louis Vuitton. He really likes playing the SPX and SPY and all that because the spread on them is a lot smaller. It's only a penny. So, but in my personal opinion, I think what you give up on the spread for risk, you kind of get screwed on with the risk, like on actual market news and Trump tweets and things like that. So yeah, so the ATR on Netflix now is at $7.34. It used to be $9 or $10, and so it's just not giving the same moves that it used to now that with the Disney and Disney Plus and Apple Plus or whatever, it just hasn't been doing it. Roku, yeah, dude. Roku's been really nice, bro, but it doesn't like every time. Did you guys see Iconic Mike started a new room? Good for him, dude. He's a good trader. Like, I always just wondered why he did Foos's stuff and he didn't do his own thing. So that's he's pretty cool. I'm really happy for him. At BPTH on Monday, dude. We got what was that ticker that blew up the other day, and you're just sitting there with sunglasses, like watching it. Damn, Scott. So you're freaking rolling in the dough then on those SPX then, right? So like that's something that LVD looks at like a lot as well, like the TVIX. So or is it TVIX? The volatility one? I don't know what he does all that stuff. I don't do any of that stuff. Like I just play like the stuff. I'm kind of keeping an eye, guys, on Peloton. Um, you guys saw the commercial freaking shit that they were having, right? Like the drama. So Peloton just IPO'd in September, so it was really shorted right when it IPO'd, and so they started squeezing them right here. They started, just ranged, and then they started squeezing all these shorts that were in here, and then this is that news from the news from that commercial or whatever. This is the backlash from it. But I wanted to base out right here at the 30, so I wanted to find some support right here at the 30, and for it to get another leg up. So if it does that, we should get some legs for it to push up pretty high. So it'll be like BYND or tickers like that have no reason to be up, and they're just pushing it. Oh man, Scott. For long or short, so what do you mean? Like, give me some context, Mateo. Like, as far as my indicators, you mean? So if that's what you mean, like, what my criteria is to get in it or out of a trade. So a lot of like my entries are based off of price action and tape reading. So like so I'll use for example like since I actually traded Amazon on Friday. So I mean you could see how heavy it was right here, right? So like where um, where at the open. And so right here, I was seeing that these were marked to go down. Dude, I don't even know a good song of Juice World, bro. Um, Roku a short. So right here, dude, I think so. Basically, like what I do is I'll go and I'll take like a bigger time frame, right? So I'll take a bigger time frame, like a 4 hour or 1 day chart, and so I'll start here. So I'll start here, and then obviously, like I have Fibonacci lines that are laid out automatically here for me, and then I just kind of look at the patterns that the candles have right here at the at this level, right? So we had this push up here to 176, straight up sell off. This is when the market, we had some bad news and everything came down. We had this little cup handle and then this push up right here, and then it couldn't get above the 50. So like right here as well. So you see right here at the 50.51, it won't do it. And then right here, I mean, it finally broke it, and then it just stair stepped up here to 164. Like it has a hard time every single time it gets above the 51. Like it'll walk up a little bit, but it doesn't like it. And so um, I think it's just exhausted, man. I think it's like this is a long time for it to be going up here from 24 to 144, where it's just been ranging pretty high. And for as far as the streaming wars and things like that, like Roku's not. I mean, they don't have their own market share where they're putting out their own their own content and things like that. So I do think that it's going to come back down at least to 115, 100 again, and then what I'll do is like when it's on a big time frame like this, I'll come and I'll put like so I'll come and put the volume profile on a big time frame like this. Oh, what the hell? So right here, where the volume the volume profile is, so the theory on volume profile is that um, the price action is always want to go to the where there's the most business that's been done, to the mean, right? So right here we're in the mean, right? So we're either gonna have to break down or we're gonna have to go up. So we're, because you see how this is the most area of volume where it's actually done. Yeah, so I work from a daily or a 4 hour, and then I start going into a smaller time frame as to what I wanted to do. Fred, what up, bro? Got the whole gang here. That's pretty cool, guys. Um, so so whenever the price is at the mean here, where it's done the most amount of volume, it'll break out of this area, and then it'll go look for another place where it's done more more volume. So like if it breaks right here, where right here at this 144.02, then more, and it comes down, then it's more than likely going to come right here where this other volume spike in the profile is to 133. So then if it breaks below this here, this almost acts like support. So the volume spikes right here almost act as support. So then if it breaks this and comes down, it would come to 121, and then if it breaks right here, 115, it'll come to 100 right here. You have 10 Roku one. Dude, you trade some pretty big size there, Scott. You have a lot of contracts out there, making me look bad. So so I'll look at it like this, right? So on Roku, and I'm like, okay, like we're in the middle right here, right? So it's gonna want to either consolidate right here, and then if we break to the side, this is my profit target as far as the volume profile is concerned. So if it breaks around in this low volume area, 137, 133 would be my next target. Then at that point, and then I just work myself down. So then in a 5 minute chart, I mean we see that it bounced off the support here. Oh, see, look how I already have a line right here at 132, 133, and this is exactly where it bounces every time. So then and then you don't need the volume profile in the smaller time frames. I don't use it there. So so then you just have it like this, and now you're like, okay, like there's some support right here, obviously, right? So then this spike right here, so there's some support around in this area. So you just gotta kind of build like a context of what the big money, or what the smart money is probably gonna be doing on it, and that's my theory on it. So that's my theory on it is that, so I mean we had this big down day, right? And then they whoever was controlling this or has big money in it, oops, has big money in this right here. So we had this down big red day, right? And it just scared off all these longs that were in here, right? So all these longs that were in here, I mean you got scared out. Like no one's gonna hold through this if you're long in the long term, right? So I mean this is a pretty big 150 down to 115. No one's gonna hold into that, and then you get this nice bounce where the longs are, the person that was controlling this or has big money going long goes ahead and re-enters and buys it at a discount, and then starts pushing it back up again. And then I mean we started testing all-time highs here, and it just can't do it. So I think it's going to come back down and reset. Let me know if I'm answering your question and what you mean. Like I said, if you guys want to come in the Discord channel, and the voice Discord channel, and you have a microphone, just to talk to me, feel free. A lot of the trading though is just like off of triggers, like like at the time when I'm watching it. You know what I mean? Um, like as I'm watching it, so like if we're looking at Amazon, right? So this was my trade on Amazon, right? So I got these puts here, sold, and then it pushed back, pushed back up, and I thought it was going to keep on going, pretty hard up, right? So that was because that was my original plan was for it to go up, and so once it got to this level though, so like you see this big spike right here, right at 7:35, 9:35 market time, then and then it got slammed down in these two candles. So you could see how heavy it was, where it didn't want to just move fluidly up, especially after this big candle, and it didn't keep pushing in this volume that came in on this candle. You could see where on these wicks here where it didn't like it was having a hard time moving up, and then I just watched it. So I watched right here every time it would pop up here to the 53 or 54. It was just heavy. Like I was just watching the tape where it would just. I mean, look at these spikes right here on these candles. To it didn't want to get above that level. So this is where I went. I went ahead. I got some puts, and based off of how heavy it looked at that point. These candles, no, these candles are just these are just MACD and RSI. And uh, so then that was my thesis, right? So it's heavier at 54. I have somewhere to risk off of, right? So I have this high right here on the at 54.32 to risk off of. I could go ahead and I could get in here at 53, 54 and risk off of there. And then my first resistance, my first target point is right here at 47. I'm risking $1 to make $5. So it's a 1 to 5 R, right? That's that's all you need. So that when I got my puts, and it came down, and you just hold then at that point. And then once it bounced, like it broke this. I think I saw it break this. I wasn't really paying attention when it bounced, but when it broke this support right here, and when you have the Fibonacci and the support line in the same area, like that's money when it starts breaking those lines, right? So when it break right here, then I was starting to say like, okay, it's gonna get to 40, which if you look like it comes straight down to the resistance here at 40 or support, excuse me, at 40. So you just build your trade thesis based off of the price action. So like it didn't want to break over the 54. So cool, I'll go ahead and get in on that action where if they don't want to break it above the 54, and then around that time I'm looking at the SPY, right? SPY. And so at this time, right? So 8:17. We think it was right here. So right here where there was some kind of news that came out in this area, and then we started having this pullback right here. So then the SPY was actually helping me out to be able to have confidence in this trade when it was coming back down. I heard Bless finished your indicators, Alberto. Oh, Bless said he was making you some indicators, bro. See, like there's like a shadow like on my face. I need like I need like I need like lights facing me. Like if I were just to have a blank web page. See, that's better. Oh, Alberto's just switch hitting what chat he wants to write in. Yeah, you like my green screen, bro? Now I could I really wanted it to be able to work on my course material and stuff like that, dude. So this will be cool for Fridays too, for when I trade. So I just got to work on it a little bit, but for the first time using it, it's pretty nice, dude. Mateo, there you are in the chat, bro. Yeah, if you want to just talk in the chat, bro, and ask stuff, that's cool with me. Um, but yeah, like I could go back and forth. Look, I got blue list screen right here. I need some more fancy like transition things. Did you guys start Christmas shopping yet? Alberto's all hype, bro. Were you really upset about Juice World passing away, bro? Mateo, send me a DM in the room in Discord, and we'll set up a one-on-one time, and I'll get you some indicators and stuff like that, dude. You just can't share them with your mom. You gotta tell her to come join, right? Oh, look, are you talking, bro? I can't hear you if you're talking. Are you there? Hello? Oh, I can barely hear you, dude. That's really low. Oh, no worries, dude. Um, yeah, but just send me a message so then I can get you hooked up with some indicators and stuff. Any other questions from anyone? Any tickers you guys want to go over for the week? So basically, I'm just keeping an eye on Shopify, seeing if we could break down a little bit more. Tesla, Man, I wanted to break that 327, but like I said, looking in the long term, I think it's gonna hold that support. If we look at right here, so I think it's gonna hold here, and then we'll get like another a cup pattern type deal. Anyone catch any good football games today? The 49ers game looked pretty good. 49ers and the Saints. Oh, you're a Niners fan, Alberto? Dude, they look really, really solid this season, bro. Since I'm from California and my Chargers suck, I think I'm gonna be an honorary 49ers fan this year. Can I be accepted? Did you have any other questions, Mateo? I know you're trying to get your mic to work or something, bro. I don't know. Um, Alberto, were there any small caps that you're looking at from last week on Monday, dude? Oh, AMD might push up again here, guys, again too. I was talking to someone when it was at 29 and like around in this area when it was gonna break out, and he's all, "Dude, what do you think of it, bro?" And I was like, "Well, I think we gotta get some catalyst behind it, and um, and then it definitely has legs." And CLVS, yeah, we could go over CLVS. Um, and we so they had like some type of news about their CEO, and like their CEO made like a speech or something, and yeah, and then it's just been it was nonstop until as of recent here. Um, 860. Oh, excuse me, guys. You're looking to go long on CLVS, bro? Yeah, well, hopefully we get something else for you guys at small caps tomorrow, so that'd be pretty nice. This camera like auto zooms. It's weird. Like I don't. You see it? Like what the fuck is it doing right now? Oh, see, and then now it's showing my other screen. Cool guys. I'll go ahead and end everything here, unless there's anyone else that has any questions or anything. Last minute. If there's anything else you guys want. If there's people in here that are not in the room and you guys want to join us, what I'll do is I'll make a coupon right now. Actually, before I get off, so right now as we're talking, I'll make a coupon right now for 50% off for the first month. So if you want to try it out with us, and I'll make the coupon code right now. 1 second. See ya, Alberto. Um, cool. So for you guys that are not members, I just made the coupon code for 50% off on the monthly membership for the first month. If you want to come check us out and see what everything's all about, actually live, it's a little bit different when the tickers are actually moving. We can take a look. Um, let's take a look at. Actually, I want to take a look at the futures real quick again. What was here? Oh, they bounced. Cool. So we were seeing where they were down right here just a little while ago, and they bounced. So um, should get another bullish day on the market tomorrow. So yeah, for you guys that want to join on the monthly membership that aren't members yet, use the code 50 off. So just 50 and then OFF, and you'll be able to join if you want for 50 off the first one. For sure, Fred. I'm gonna do this every weekend going forward, dude. It's just I always forget to be honest, dude. Like I get home from seeing my son and I'm usually tired and I'm glad we got it done this time. But yeah, so if you guys want to check it out, use the code 50 off for the monthly membership, so it's like $50 for your first month if you want to take a look with us. And that is it, guys. We'll see you in the morning if you guys um, for you guys in the room to trade. And then also, you guys, if you guys are still in here and you're in the room, write your goals. So write your goals in the goals channel and your plans for this week. Keep yourself accountable for them and actually write them out. So also, um, oh, and then Friday. So every Friday we'll do the trading live on Friday. So join us on Friday here. So we'll trade live again, and then on Sunday we'll do the same thing if you guys want to go over stuff. Bless was supposed to join me, but I don't know what happened to him. So next week maybe Bless will be on, or maybe I could get Charlie to do it with me or something. So we'll see you guys later. All right.